Psalm 35. Contend with all of those, O Yahweh, who contend with me. Fight those who, hoping to defeat me, fight against me. From that band of spiteful men to save me, take in hand both shield and buckler. Rise up and draw near to help me. Brandish javelin and spear against my enemies, and block the way of all those who pursue me, so that they might hunt me down no longer. Say to my worn spirit, your deliverance am I. May those who seek to take my life be brought down in disgrace and shame. May those who plot to harm me be turned back and forced to flee in turmoil and confusion. May they be like chaff before the wind, driven away to their dismay by Yahweh's angel. May their path be dark as night and slippery as ice. And may they be relentlessly pursued by Yahweh's angel. For although I have not wronged them, and have wished them no misfortune, they dug out a pit and set within its depths a well-concealed net, intending to ensnare me. May they be brought down in ruin unexpectedly. May they to their demise abruptly fall into the pit they dug, and may they all at once be caught and tangled in the net they cunningly concealed. Then, beset no longer by those heartless men, my soul in Yahweh shall rejoice. My spirit, full of merriment and mirth, shall take delight in his salvation. My whole being, quite ecstatic, shall, without misgiving, say, who is in essence like you, O Yahweh, who saves the poor day after day from those too strong for them, who without ceasing shows compassion to the poor and needy by redeeming them from all those who defy his laws and challenge his authority by plundering the helpless ruthlessly. Fierce witnesses from whose mouths vicious lies burst forth like jets of molten lava rise against me, malice dripping from their lips like venom, treachery upon the tips of their deceitful tongues. They question me on things about which I am utterly devoid of knowledge. With despicable and evil acts, they pay me back in full for all the good, kind things that I have done throughout my life for each and every one of them. They leave my soul forsaken and forlorn. Yet when the tightly gripping hand of illness had them in its clutches, I wore sackcloth day and night. I humbled my downhearted soul with fasting, morning, noon, and evening, that they might be healed. But soon my prayers returned to me unanswered. So, distressed and anxious, briskly to and fro I paced, as though I worried for my friend or brother. As they nearly met their end, I bowed my head in grief and sorrow, like a man who mourns when age and frailty strike his mother down in death at last. But when adversity swept over me, those men assembled and rejoiced, that violent crew without my knowledge gathered, eager to attack me. Those hard-hearted traitors, their false words as deadly as the claws that tear apart a lion's victims, slandered me unceasingly, as cold and cruel as the ungodly, savage beasts whose mouths devour their quarry. They, arriving in my hour of trouble, mocked and scoffed maliciously. As they drew near, they gnashed their teeth at me. How long, O Lord, will you observe my plight from where you sit in silence? By your might, deliver me without the least delay from these young lions who for pleasure prey upon my life. Bring back my precious soul this very moment from their terrible, destructive ravages. To you, who by your strength protect the poor and needy, I will give thanks in the great assembly night and day. To bring you honor in the sight of many, I will praise your name among vast throngs of people, men and women, young and old, proclaiming hour after hour your boundless love and all-surpassing power. That justice might prevail, do not let those who without reason choose to be my foes look down on me in triumph, and each voice resounding loudly in my ears rejoice at finally overcoming me. Do not let those who hate me, even though they ought to love me, wink their eyes maliciously. For they, enthralled by strife and enmity, do not speak peace. Instead, their hearts devise all kinds of harmful, devastating lies against all those who quietly abide within the land. Their mouths they open wide to falsely speak against me. While I pray for help, those liars point at me and say, "Aha, aha," though firmly he denies performing any evil deeds. Our eyes have seen his wickedness, which he, to gain our trust, yet tries to cover up in vain. O Yahweh, you have seen what those who plot to bring me down in shame have done. Do not stay silent while they smear my name with lies. O Lord, be near me. Wake up and arise to plead my case against my foes. Defend my cause, my Lord and God, that I might spend my days in peace again, and once more show my visage fearlessly in public. O Yahweh, the God I serve, acquit me by your righteousness this day. Do not let my opponents triumph over me and cry aloud for joy at having witnessed my defeat. Do not by any means allow my enemies to think, "Aha, we now have what we wanted." Do not let them say, as merciless, bloodthirsty beasts of prey devour their victims thoroughly, so we have utterly consumed our enemy. May all of those who, cold and pitiless, triumphantly rejoice in my distress be totally confused and put to shame. May all of those who, slandering my name to rob me of my worth and dignity, exalt themselves unjustly over me, be clothed with disrepute and shame. May those who, having stood with me against my foes, take pleasure in my vindication, shout for joy and gladness, and may they, without the faintest trace of grief or sadness, say unceasingly, "Exalted be Yahweh, who in his servant's welfare takes delight." My tongue to magnify you in the sight of everyone that I encounter, weak or mighty, rich or poor, shall boldly speak your praises and declare your righteousness all through the day, attempting to express through true words and exultant outbursts, hour by hour, your steadfast love and sovereign power.